Hi there, it's Chris here with selfmadenewbie.com, and in this video we're going to go through the best foldable phones currently out there today. Now I've kept this list as comprehensive as possible, narrowing it down to my absolute favorite 5, so no matter what you're looking for, there'll definitely be something on this list for you. So before we jump in, drop a like and subscribe and hit the bell to be updated with new videos. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to skip the fluff and just jump into my recommendations. If you want to confirm what they are, go down in the description there and check out that list to ensure you get the best price. All right, the first one on my list is going to go to my recommendation for my personal favorite. This is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. So have you ever thought your phone was a bit too one-dimensional? So this is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. It's like having your cake and unfolding it too. Key features: main screen size, a massive 7.6 inches. It's like watching a movie in your hand but without popcorn mess. Secondary screen size, still pretty big at 6.2 inches. This is where you go when you're feeling a bit less extravagant. CPU, so rocking a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy, so pretty snappy. See what I did there? RAM storage comes in options of 128 GB RAM with storage of 256, 512, and for the digital hoarders, a whopping 1 TB. That's more space than my last apartment. The size and weight: opened at 6.1 by 5.11 by 0.24 inches, and closed still 6.1 but by 2.64 and 0.53 inches, weighing just 8.9 ounces. So it's compact yet unfolds a whole new world. Aladdin would be jealous. Design and hinge improvements: the new flex hinge lets it fold flatter than a pancake in a steamroller incident. Multitasking abilities: I can barely text and walk without tripping over. This phone, on the other hand, handles multitasking like a pro. The battery life, because nobody likes being tethered to an outlet, except for vacuum cleaners. And photography, strong enough to capture every unwanted wrinkle in HD. Filters, anyone? So in conclusion, the narrow cover screen might make you squint more than you'd like, and let's face it, it charges about as fast as a turtle on vacation. But if you're looking for a design sophistication, multitasking magic, and a battery that won't leave you hanging, the Galaxy Z Fold 5 is for you. Plus, the camera is pretty nifty for all those candid selfies. The next one on the list is my recommendation for the best dual screen phone. This is the Microsoft Surface Duo 2. So ever wanted to split your attention in 2 places at once? Well, say no more. The Microsoft Surface Duo 2 is here to ensure you can never focus on just one thing at a time, because who needs peace and quiet when you can have chaos and multitasking? Some of the key features: the main screen size, colossal 8.3 inches. It's basically like holding a mini cinema in your hand without the popcorn. Secondary screen size, 5.3 inch panels times 2. It's like having twins, 1 screen for each disappointment. CPU, powered by the Snapdragon 888. If that doesn't sound fancy, I don't know what does. And the RAM and storage: 8 GB of RAM with 128, 256, or 512 storage options. Enough space to store all the times you tried to multitask and failed miserably. The size and weight: opened up, it's 5.7 by 7.3 by 0.21 inches. When it wants a break, it's a cozier 5.7 by 3.6 by 0.43 inches, and it's only 10 ounces. Optimized apps is another great feature. These apps know how to play nice and split chores across the 2 screens. And also the design: it's as elegant as a ballet dancer wearing a tuxedo. In conclusion though, the Surface Duo 2 is not without its quirks. If you're expecting a seamless, expansive work surface, prepare for a little surprise. It's more like getting a double cheeseburger but with the buns in the middle. The costs might make your wallet feel lighter, and the separate panels might give you the sensation of looking through Venetian blinds. But if you love unique designs and multitasking like a pro, then this is right up your alley. The next one on my list is my favorite flip phone style. This is the Motorola Razr Plus. So remember the time when flip phones were the hottest thing? Well, the Motorola Razr Plus is here to remind us that some things never truly go out of style. They just get a major upgrade. It's like mullets. Who knew they'd make a comeback? So key features: main screen size coming in at 6.9 inches. That's almost as impressive as my dad's fish stories. Second screen size, 3.6 inches. Cozy but functional, like a hipster's tiny house. And CPU with a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. It's like having a mini rocket in your pocket. And I promise, I'm not just talking about the phone. RAM and storage: 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. That's a whole lot of embarrassing karaoke videos. Size and weight, when opened, 6.7 by 2.9 by 0.27 inches, and when you're feeling secretive, it's 3.48 by 2.9 by 0.59 inches, weighing a mere 6.6 ounces, so sleek and chic, just like you. Design, let's be honest, it's so good looking it might just give your mirror selfies a run for their money. The battery recharges quicker than your aunt jumping to conclusions at family reunions, and the detailed external display, well, it's detailed enough to make sure you never have to open the phone for most apps unless you feel dramatic. So in conclusion, while it struggles a bit in low light for camera action, making your nighttime adventures seem a bit more mysterious, and some apps just refuse to behave on the outer display, the Razr Plus gives Samsung Galaxy's Z Flip 5 a real competition. Fancy a clamshell style? Then this phone might just make you the most stylish one in the room. The processor's a bit vintage, but then again, isn't retro in these days? The next one is my recommendation for the best foldable for the camera, and this is the Google Pixel Fold. So have you ever thought, I wish Google made something I could bend without breaking it? Well, enter the Google Pixel Fold. It might sound like an origami technique, but it's a technological wonder. Key features: main screen size, a roomy 7.6 inches. That's almost large enough to compensate for other shortcomings. Secondary screen size, 5.8 inches, still large yet quaint, like a cottage in the countryside, but less muddy. CPU, the Tensor G2, might sound like a robot from a sci-fi movie, but it's here to serve your every whim. And the storage and RAM, 12 gigabytes of RAM with 256 and 512 storage options, enough space to store every photo of your cat in slightly different poses. The size and weight, opened, it's a sprawling 6.2 by 5.5 by 0.2 inches, and closed, it is 5.5 by 3.1 by 0.5 inches with a respectable 10 ounces of weight. The display and hinge, enjoy a wide front display for easy typing and a hinge so smooth it might make a jazz musician jealous. The cameras, stellar system boasting 48 megapixel main sensor, 5-time telephoto zoom, and an impressive low light capabilities. If this camera was a person, it would have 20/20 vision and then some. Usability, the intuitive software for the multitasking maestros among us, and let's not forget about those handy tabletop and tent modes. It's really like a Swiss Army phone. So before you rush out with your credit card, it does have a price tag that might make your wallet cry. And yes, its performance might trail behind other flagships like our younger sibling chasing an ice cream truck. But if you want a phone that combines usability, camera, prowess, and the good old Google charm, then this might be for you. The next one on the list is my recommendation for the best option for another solid flip foldable for camera. And this is the Galaxy Z Flip 4. So remember when you had to flip a coin to decide things? Samsung seems to have taken that philosophy, flipped it, and then made it about phones. So the Galaxy Z Flip 4 might not be the undefeated champ, but it is no slouch in the ring. Some of the key features: the main screen size, a capacity of 6.7 inches. That's more screen space than my grandma's ancient TV. Secondary screen size at 3.4 inches, it's small yet mightier than a sneeze in a library. CPU, powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy, snappy name, snappier performance. The RAM and storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM with options of 256 and 512 GB storage. You could store every embarrassing hairstyle you've ever had on this thing. Size and weight, so in its full glory, it's 6.5 by 2.8 by 0.27 inches, and when it's feeling modest, it curls up to 3.35 by 2.83 by 0.59 inches, weighing a feather-light 6.6 ounces. The flex window, also more versatile than your yoga instructor on caffeine. And the cameras, it boasts shots so clear you'd think the camera borrowed your prescription glasses. So in conclusion, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The battery might give up on you before you resolve to finish a workout, and the flex window, while fancy, seems to love its widgets a little bit too much. However, with an impressive camera and the new and improved flex window, this phone's still flipping fantastic. The Galaxy Z Flip 4 is like the seasoned athlete that still scores despite a few grey hairs. Not the newest sensation, but still in the game. Alright, so hopefully there's something on that list for you. I've tried to include some variety there. If you do have any questions, drop them down below, and if you found value in this video, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.